Good Friday morning Kickstarters, and welcome to Morning Kickstart. I'm excited that you have decided to show up this morning, invest in yourself, and hopefully take something from today's episode and invest in others. My name is Andrew, and I'm your host of Morning Kickstart. I come here every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to help you put some positivity and encouragement into your life and hopefully help you even challenge or change your thoughts. Hey, I've got a few things that I want to cover before we hop into today's episode. The first thing that I am really excited about is I have officially launched the official Morning Kickstart t-shirt. So you will see in our private members only group that post that is in the group. All you have to do is drop your name, your email address, and your size. We'll send you an invoice, and hopefully those will be shipped out to your house in about a month. But I've had a lot of people ask me about those. I have my own Morning Kickstart t-shirt, and I love it. I wear it all the time. So I wanted you to have the availability to get one of those as well. Now, the second thing I want you to do to get us kicked off on this Friday and to get the weekend started is, if you haven't done this, please do this, because I am looking to grow the Morning Kickstart group to tens of thousands of people. That is my goal. It is on my wall. I am looking at it right now, and that is what I want to do. So if you can do this one thing for me this morning, if you're in that private members only group, just click on that invite button and invite 10 friends to Morning Kickstart this morning. Or if you're listening on the podcast, shoot this out in a text message and say, hey, I really think you could benefit from this today. So if you can do those two things, get your t-shirt for Morning Kickstart and also invite someone to Morning Kickstart today. Now listen, today's topic, it's Friday, we're going into the weekend, and I believe that today's topic is probably one of the most important topics that we could talk about, because it is so personal. It is so personal to all of us, and it is important in our personal journey of growth. So what is that thing? What is that thing we're going to talk about today? We are going to talk about positive self-talk. Positive self-talk. How are we speaking to ourselves? Now, here's the thing. In our life, we have a lot of internal dialogue. A lot of the times, we don't realize that the dialogue that we are putting out to ourselves is most of the time negative. We're not thinking about how we're speaking to ourselves a lot of the time, and it almost becomes a habit of how we are speaking to ourselves. And this habit of negative self-talk is affecting so many things in our life, and we don't even understand it because we've done it for so long that it is completely normal to us. So for an example, the way that a lot of people look at things when they think about self-talk, and they don't even realize they're doing it, but you have a lot of these things that come up in your life, whether it be a project or maybe a task or a challenge that you haven't been able to take on yet, but you're going to take it on. And the first thought that comes into your brain is, I can't do this. I can't do this. So you're telling yourself right off the bat that you cannot even do or complete or hit the challenge that you're trying to do. So you've got this limiting belief right when you go into it. And then when you do the task and you don't complete it or you don't hit that goal, you say to yourself, see, I knew I couldn't do it. I just knew I couldn't do it. All of that is in your brain. All of that is in your brain. Listen right now. The way that you are speaking to yourself will speak volumes in the outcomes of your life. So when you're going into a task or you're going in to try to set a goal, the first thing you need to tell yourself is, I can do this. I can do this. And I'll tell you the reason I really wanted to hit on this topic today. So earlier in the week, I went down this spiral. I went down this spiral of not being happy for some reason. Don't know why, it just happened. But I realized that all of the negative thoughts were coming into my brain consistently, all of the time. And it was affecting everything. It was affecting the way that I talked to people. It was affecting the way that I responded to messages. It was affecting the way I was driving. And you know how driving is. I mean, you can get really frustrated sometimes. But everything just seemed to spiral. And it was not only affecting me, but it was affecting the people I was around. So it was affecting my family. It was affecting, the people that I'm working with all the time. It was affecting the new people that I've just talked to for the first time. It was affecting them as well. And, in our house, it's funny because, usually you hear the term when mom's happy, everyone's happy. But when I have in our house, it's kind of like when dad's happy, everyone's happy, because I'm usually the person that sets the tone in our house for everything else that comes along. So when I have this negative self-thought or this negative self-talk and everything is spewing around in my brain and I can't seem to come to a conclusion on being positive for some reason, it sets the tone for everything that goes on throughout my day. So I want us to look at this, that sometimes we are very overcritical of ourselves. We're more critical of ourselves than we are of other people. So we are always trying to keep these higher standards. We're trying to, make sure that we're doing the best and being the best, but we're not telling ourselves to be the best. Let me say that again. We always want to do the best and be the best, but we're not telling ourselves that we are the best, or we can be the best, or we will do the best. See how that is so important in our lives. So what I want to kind of go into is if we transition our lives into this state of mind to where we are constantly trying this positive self-talk, this effective self-talk, or this self-thought, how is that going to affect us? Well, the first thing that it's going to do is it's going to increase your confidence and your self-esteem. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to go back, just say within the past week, the past 30 days, whatever it is. I want you to go back and I want you to think of a time in your life where someone said, man, you really did a good job on this. Or say, like, for one instance, and I'm a part of this big festival that we put on in our hometown. It's a huge festival. It's normally very successful. I love doing it. It is a lot of work. It's very stressful. But when I have someone come up to me after that festival or during that festival and say, hey, man, thank you for all of the hard work you've put into this. Thank you for taking the time to put this together. Thank you for giving whatever you gave to make this happen, because it's so beneficial for our community. When someone tells me something like that, I go to the mountaintop. Like, I go to the highest point of my life, because my mom used to say, fill your love tank. That fills my love tank. It makes me so happy. Okay. So think about a time in your life where someone has said that to you and your confidence and your self-esteem you were just excited about it. You were so happy about it. Okay. Now let's flip the script and think about how many times you've told yourself that. Job well done. Pat yourself on the back. Job well done. Have you ever told yourself that? Because I'm telling you, most people never tell themselves job well done. Good job, man. I am so glad you did this. And earlier in the week, I'm on this weight loss journey and it's hard. It's hard to get up and exercise. It's hard to eat right. But I hopped on the scale earlier this week and I was down another 8 pounds. And I try not to get on the scale very often because I don't like getting on the scale, but I got on it and I was down 8 pounds. And I told myself right when I hopped off the scale, good job, Andrew. Way to make the right decisions this week. Way to eat the right foods. Way to do what you were supposed to do. Job well done. Now go do it again. Now go do it again. You can do it once. You can do it again. And my confidence and my self-esteem, and when I slipped my pants on that were a really low size and cinched my belt up and it was still loose, I was pumped because I told myself, job well done. Way to go. Way to make the right decision. So when we start making these positive self-talk and this effective self-talk in our life, our confidence and our self-esteem just explodes. And not only that, but when we start doing this, our performance outcomes and our results are amazing. Because now, this is going to be the main thing. Now, we're not only telling ourselves that we can do it, but we are believing that we can do it. See, there's a difference between telling yourself that you can do something and believing that you can do something. But once you can get down this positive self-talk, this effective self-talk, and then believe it, your outcomes are going to be huge. Your results in what you're doing, whether it be your job or your goals or whatever it is, because you are now believing in yourself and telling yourself you can do this. You can hit this goal. You can be this person. You can lose this weight. You can. That is the whole point of this. You can do it. But not only that, you're going to be able to cope with your emotions on a whole new level. And the mental stress that you have in your life is going to slowly dwindle away. Because now here's the thing, and this is the way I look at things. Listen, I'm a very emotional person. I'll let emotions get to me, whether it's in business, whether it's in relationships, because I care. I genuinely care about my business. I genuinely care about my products. I care about my agents. I care about everything that I have going on in life. I care about you. That is why I am here doing this, because I care about what's going on in your life. But when we have this positive self-talk, we're able to cope with our emotions, control our emotions, and say, you know what? It is what it is. I can only control what I can control. Everything else in life is, it is the way it is right now. So I am able to control myself and say, you know what? I got this. I can do this. That right now, there's nothing I could do about that. I did the best I possibly could. Job well done. You did what you could. Here we are. Let's find a problem to the solution. We got to make lemonade out of lemons at this point. So this is your opportunity to take this time and say, you know what? I can control my emotions. I know what I'm doing. I can only do what I can do, control the controllables. My mental stress is starting to come back down because I am telling myself this. I am positively talking to myself. I am effectively saying I can only do what I can do. And the last thing I want to talk about today is an increase in optimism and resilience in your life. When you are constantly speaking into yourself and you are taking time to breathe, you are taking time to think, you are taking time to tell yourself you can do this, you are taking time to say you did the best you could in this situation, you are taking time to tell yourself, Andrew, job well done. Job well done. Think of that. Say it to yourself. Your name, Johnny, job well done. Susie, job well done. Bobby, job well done. I know those are very generic names, but tell yourself these things. And one of the things that I say in every episode of Morning Kickstart is you can do hard things, you were made for more, and you have a purpose. But I want you to turn that around on yourself this Friday, going into this weekend, prepping for this crazy weekend you have ahead, and going back into next Monday. I can do hard things. I was made for more, and I have a purpose. And you do. You can do hard things. You were made for so much more. You have a full, abundant, wonderful life ahead of you. This is your time. This is your time. You have a purpose. This positive self-talk is so important. And if I was you, I would top that out and I would say, I can do hard things. I was made for more and I have a purpose. And you're going to see your confidence and your self-esteem explode. You're going to see your performance outcome and your results just tenfold. You're going to see this stuff. You're going to see your emotions dwindle back down where you can control them. You're going to see your mental state of mind so much better. You're not going to be near as stressed. All because you are talking to yourself positively. You are having effective self-talk. You are getting rid of negativity in your life. So going into this weekend, I want you to remember this and I want you to repeat it every day when you wake up, every night when you go to sleep. I can do hard things. I was made for more and I have a purpose. Hey, I hope you have a wonderful Friday, Kickstarters. And as always, thank you for being a part of Morning Kickstart.